My fiancée used my childhood trauma as a weapon just to win a video game. My name is Sam. I'm 31. For the first time in my life, I thought I had found something real, someone real. Her name is Trisha. She's 29, and for the past 2 years, she was everything I thought I needed. Kind, supportive, patient. I'd never felt seen like that before. See, I didn't grow up in a warm home. I lost my parents when I was just a kid. My memories of them are scattered and blurry, like old VHS tapes worn down from too many rewinds. I was passed around for a while, never really belonging anywhere, until I landed with my aunt. She meant well, but she had demons of her own. The kind that drink from a bottle and lash out at anything that breathes. For most of my life, I built walls, tall, unbreakable ones. I never talked about my past, never let anyone in. I became the guy who laughed loud, worked hard, and never flinched. But inside, I was still that kid hiding under a table while the world outside his tiny safe space burned. Then Trisha came along. She was gentle in all the ways the world never was to me. We met at a coworker's birthday dinner, one of those awkward gatherings where no one really knows anyone and everyone is just clutching a drink like a lifeline. But she smiled at me like we were old friends. That night, we talked for hours. About stupid things at first, music, movies, our favorite childhood snacks. But something in her voice, and the way she looked at me like I mattered, it cracked something open. Fast forward 2 years. We were engaged. She had been with me through every therapy session, every anxiety spiral, every nightmare that woke me up in cold sweats. She would hold me like I was something precious, like my broken pieces weren't just acceptable, but beautiful. I thought, this is it. This is my forever. But Trisha had another side. She's competitive. Not, haha, I beat you at Scrabble competitive. No, ruthless. She had to win. At everything. Games. Arguments. Parking spots. Life. Losing wasn't just unpleasant for her, it was personal. Like defeat rewrote her worth in bold letters. I chalked it up to quirks at first. We all have baggage, right? But her competitiveness, it was the kind that left casualties. She'd cut off friends who disagreed with her. Quit jobs over minor feedback. She once ghosted her own sister over a petty board game fight on her birthday. I'd see the fire in her eyes when she lost, even at something dumb like Uno, and I'd feel this chill crawl up my spine. Still, I believed she was working on it. She'd started therapy too. Told me she didn't understand why she was this way. That her childhood wasn't like mine. Her parents were loving. Her siblings? Normal. She didn't grow up in survival mode. So where did this obsession with being the best come from? I didn't have the answers. I just tried to support her the way she had supported me. Then came game night. My friends and I host it monthly, a mix of board games, video games, and sometimes just trash talking over pizza and a few beers. It's light. It's fun. It's our little escape from adulting. The first few months, I was on fire. Just one of those streaks where everything clicks. I won 4 game nights in a row. Nothing big. Just bragging rights. Then Trisha joined. That night, she lost. Bad. And she didn't take it well. Halfway through the evening, she stood up, muttered something under her breath, and stormed out. No goodbye. Just gone. I found out later she walked home in the dark instead of waiting for me. She didn't speak to me for 2 days. When I finally got her to talk, she said it wasn't about the games. It's the way you laughed, she said. Like I was some joke. I didn't even remember laughing. The next month, game night rolled around again. I was hesitant. I sat her down before we left and told her, it's not about winning. It's just a way to spend time with people we care about. Let's just have fun tonight. She nodded, smiled, promised she'd take it easy. She lied. Everything was fine, until it wasn't. By the end of the night, it came down to me and Trisha. Tied. One final game left. Our rule was simple. If a woman makes it to the final round against a guy, she gets to choose the game. Trisha chose Mario Kart. Nintendo 64. And here's the thing. I never lose at Mario Kart. I grew up with that game. Played it so much I could drift corners in my sleep. I looked at her and raised an eyebrow. You sure? I asked. She just smirked. What's the matter, Sam? Scared I'll beat you at your own game. I should have backed down. Should have smiled and said, you got it, babe. But something about her tone. I don't know. Maybe I felt challenged. Maybe I forgot for a second who I was dealing with. So I said, let's race. And God help me, I'm in it. We sat down on the old couch, controllers in hand, screen glowing with the familiar Mario Kart intro. The others gathered around to watch. It had become a bit of a thing, me going undefeated in the final round. But this time, the air felt heavier. Trisha wasn't smiling like she usually did. Her jaw was set, her eyes locked onto the screen like a sniper with a target. I looked at her and said, let's just have fun with this one, yeah? She didn't even glance at me. Sure, she muttered. Fun. The race began. We both picked our usual characters, me as Yoshi, her as Peach. From the jump, it was neck and neck. She was sharper than usual. No random crashes, no weird controller slips. She was locked in like this was more than a game. I tried to lighten the mood. You're doing pretty good. I see those training montages paying off. She laughed, but it was hollow. I came to win. As we hit the second lap, the banter started playful at first. He snores when he sleeps, she said loud enough for everyone to hear. A couple chuckles from the group. At least I don't keep hitting the bananas. I shot back with a grin. It was harmless. Just noise. That's what I thought. Third lap. Final stretch. I was ahead by a sliver. Tension thick in the room. Then, she started leaning into me physically, nudging my shoulder, trying to throw me off. Still, I stayed focused. I knew this game like the back of my hand. Then she said it. At least I didn't go through something like that with my family. And just like that, everything stopped. It was like someone hit pause on my soul. I didn't crash. I didn't fall behind. I just stopped. Controller slipped from my hands, landing in my lap like dead weight. I couldn't hear the game anymore. Couldn't hear the others around us. It was like a vacuum swallowed up all the sound, leaving only her words echoing in my head. Something like that with my family. I had never told anyone else what I told her. Not even my therapist, not in full detail. Only Trisha knew. Only she had heard the stories I couldn't tell out loud. About the screaming. The broken glass. The bruises I had to explain away at school. The nights I had to spend hiding around the house so that she could not find me. About the 4th of July, I spent hiding in the garage while my aunt blacked out drunk with a cigarette in hand, nearly burning the house down. And now she had weaponized it. To win a game. She crossed the finish line. She won. The room went silent. Someone said, "What did she just say?" My friend Alex looked at me, then at her, then back at me. "Sam, man, what is she talking about?" I couldn't answer. I couldn't breathe. I stood up slowly, like my body was moving through cement. I didn't say a word. Just grabbed my jacket, walked to the door, and stepped outside. I didn't have a plan. I didn't even have my phone in my hand. My legs just moved. One step, then another. I didn't know where I was going. All I knew was I couldn't be near her. It was cold out, but I didn't feel it. My mind was too loud. Why would she say that? Why would she go there? I had trusted her with everything. Every jagged memory. Every broken truth I had spent my whole life trying to bury. And she threw it at me. For what? A win? A moment of fake glory? My phone started buzzing in my pocket. Over and over. I finally pulled it out. "Trisha, Sam, I'm sorry. Please answer." I didn't mean it. I just wanted to win so bad. I don't know why I said that. "Please come back." Text after text, piling in like guilt bullets. My thumbs hovered over the screen, frozen. Then finally, I typed out the only thing I had the strength to say. "I need space. Please stop calling me." I turned my phone off. I didn't want to hear her voice. Not yet. I kept walking. Past the corner store, past the closed barber shop, past the basketball court where I used to shoot hoops late at night just to feel something. Everything around me felt blurred and numb. She knew. She knew what that memory meant to me. And still, she chose to use it. To win. I spent the rest of the night walking, trying to outrun the echo of her words. My legs were tired. My chest felt heavier with every block. Eventually, I found myself sitting on a park bench just outside the city, the kind of spot where the streetlights flicker and the silence hums. I sat there for hours, watching the sky shift from black to navy blue. Dawn was creeping in, soft and quiet, like the world was starting over without asking me if I was ready. My phone stayed off until the sun fully rose. When I turned it back on, there were 37 missed calls. Over 50 texts. Some long. Some just, "Please. I'm sorry. Sam." I didn't respond. Instead, I messaged my therapist. I needed grounding before I went home, if I even could call it home anymore. Thankfully, she replied quickly and squeezed me in that afternoon. I walked into her office looking like I'd been dragged through my own mind, because that's exactly what had happened. When I told her what Trisha said, her face shifted. There was no poker face. Just a very human reaction of heartbreak and concern. "Sam," she said gently, "what you experienced wasn't just betrayal. It was emotional violence." That word, violence, hit hard. But it was the truth. Not all violence leaves bruises. We spent an hour unpacking it. The trust that was shattered. The vulnerability that was twisted into a weapon. The safety I thought I had built, only to see it implode over a game controller and a single sentence. When I got back to our apartment, she was there, curled up on the couch, eyes puffy, hair messy, surrounded by empty coffee cups. She looked up like she had seen a ghost. And maybe she had, because I wasn't the same man who left. "Sam," she breathed. "Please, can we talk?" I stood in the doorway, keys still in my hand. "Talk? You mean like how you talked at game night?" She flinched. "I didn't mean it. I swear. It just came out." "You did mean it." "That's the worst part," I said. My voice didn't crack, but my heart did. "You knew exactly what you were doing. You reached for the sharpest thing you could find, and you stabbed me with it." Tears streamed down her face. "I hate this part of me. The part that always needs to win. I don't know where it comes from. I'm working on it. I thought I was doing better. But that night, it just took over." "You didn't lose to me that night, Trisha," I said. "You lost me." She broke. Fell to her knees. Begged. Sobbed. "Don't leave me. Please. I'll go back to therapy. I'll do anything. You're everything to me." I wanted to believe her. God, I did. I looked down at the woman I thought I'd spend forever with, and all I saw was a stranger who knew where my scars were and still dug her nails into them. "Do you even understand what you took from me?" I whispered. "It took me years to open up. Years to trust. And you used my worst pain to win a video game." She reached out for me. I stepped back. "I'm not saying forever," I said. "But right now, I can't be here. I can't look at you without hearing those words." I packed a bag. A week's worth of clothes. A couple books. My journal. I left the engagement ring on the dresser. Before I walked out, she asked me, "So that's it?" "No," I said. "This is me finally choosing myself. It's been 2 months. I've been staying with a friend. I've kept going to therapy. I'm healing slowly. The nights are still rough. Some days I replay her words and wonder how we got here. Other days, I feel free for the first time in a long time." She still texts sometimes. Apologies. Updates. Promises. I haven't responded. Not because I hate her, but because I finally understand something. Love without respect isn't love. It's control dressed in kindness. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe one day, we'll talk again. Maybe not. But I know this. I'm done being quiet about my pain. I'm done letting people get close just to see how far they can push before I break. And most of all, I'm done letting anyone turn my trauma into ammunition. Let her have the win. I've got my peace.